You know, I've been talking about this concept of the push a lot from time to time. You know, this morning it was cold, I was out of stove fuel, so there's no way to get a cup of coffee except to make a fire. I had some eggs for breakfast, some, you know, scramblers that I got the night before at the store, which was nice, but you know, I'm gonna sit down, I gotta make it. There's frost on stuff. I mentioned it was cold. I didn't really want to get out of my sleeping bag, and I've already been camping for, you know, 5 days on this land, doing this land survey. I was done. You know, I'm beat. I was ready for a bath and a beer, and I think Huck is too. Hey, stay close. You know, I almost decided, you know what, I'll just paddle upriver. I'll just do a little attainment and then come back down and get my October paddle in and scrap this plan. But I'm glad I didn't, you know. That's the push. You just push one foot in front of the other. Just say to myself, what is it that needs to be done right now in order to make the original plan happen? You know, all right, I gotta gather up all my little accoutrements. All right, what's next? Yeah, I gotta put the boat on top of the car. All right, get that done. Well, what's next? Well, there's not too much left after that. Make sure you get your safety gear and get your dry suit on. And once the dry suit's on, I actually did that first. Put the dry suit on, get that at least up to my waist, and then I'm kind of committed at that point. You know, once I put my party pants on, we're going dancing. So it's that push. You got to push through it. Push through the wall of comfort. You know, the comfortable path was to just pack up, maybe get a little lily dip of a paddle in. Nothing special, nothing to write home about, nothing memorable for myself. But to push on and complete, or at least try to finish this thing that I've set out for myself, is so much more rewarding. And once I started, I was glad I did. So glad I did, you know. Even at the put, as I'm driving down that 2-track, I'm thinking to myself, fuck, what the fuck is this gonna be? What kind of day is this gonna be, you know? And it was like, this is fucking tough. This is not something you want to do intentionally too many times. Type 2 all the way. Type 3, not at all. Type 1 even. Totally fun. Totally glad I did it. If I'd have pushed out and just gone for a little lily dip, that'd been nothing to be proud of. Been nothing to tell anybody about, let alone you jamokes. So that's it. I don't know where I'm going with this, except that pushing through the barrier is real, and I think that is what separates the men from the boys, or the wheat from the chaff, you know, however you want to put it. You got to get up, put your boot on, put the other boot on, and walk out the door, even though your bed is warm, your lover's in bed, There's good food in the fridge. You know, all of that. You just gotta keep going. And I think that, to a degree, that's sort of a metaphor for life these days. Dealing with some of the stuff that we're all dealing with in the US. You just gotta keep putting one foot in front of the other and know that the right thing to do is the hard thing to do. It is almost never the easy thing to do. It's easy to sit on your ass. It's hard to get up and get out the door. That's the push.